I hate to say this to one of my favorite actors, especially one that has passed away. RV. So RV is a bus fire monstrosity made back in 2006. And it was made in a time period where all comedians at the time were trying to be in the absolute worst comedy of all time. I think that's exactly what it was going because I don't think I remember a lot of comedies that are in that time. Anyway, RV stars Robin Williams. He is a father that used to be very close to his family and whatnot. And then all that is gone. He's more closer to his job and whatnot. Now his job wants him to go all the way across the country to do this thing or whatever. And he decides to buy this RV and say, it is a family road trip. We're going to get closer together or whatnot. Yeah, I'm saying whatnot, guys, because I started falling asleep really early in this movie. If a comedy is so bad that you have not laughed even once throughout the entire thing, that's a problem. And I have laughed a couple of times in the movie Vacation, that new one that came out just a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's that bad. It's not fun. I mean, Robin Williams in this movie, how and why was he in this movie? I see more Adam Sandler being in a movie like this, or Kevin James, or Rob Schneider. Seriously, everything about this movie reminds me of that episode of South Park where Rob Schneider is on screen. They're talking about how he was an animal, and then he was a chick. And now, for the first time ever, Rob Schneider is a stapler. Yeah, it's like that. This is the type of movie that episode of South Park was making fun of. So yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good at all. But it's not Robin Williams that is the worst part of the movie. In fact, he was probably the best thing in this whole movie, especially when he is trying to land jokes that are supposed to be funny, but they're just not landing really well. I mean, Robin Williams is one of the best comedic actors who ever lived. I mean, Aladdin was hilarious. Mrs. Doubtfire was awesome. Dead Poet Society was really good. Good Morning Vietnam. They're great movies. So Robin Williams has absolute talent when it comes to making his characters. In this one, he's just a dad trying to reconnect with his family, but his family are just a bunch of bums. They're horrible. I hate them. They're not funny at all. They're just a bunch of people from California on downers. That's what I can really say to them. I mean, he's trying to make the whole trip look interesting. He's trying to be that embarrassing dad that comedians usually do in movies or whatnot. And it's just not working. And this family is such downers that it's just making it really painful to sit through this movie. Oh, and what else is bad? The writing in this movie. The writing is very important when it comes to a comedy. I mean, when you're making jokes for a comedy, have a point, have a purpose, and make the joke land. Let it stick. And the writer of this movie basically aimed like a stormtrooper and missed every single time. I mean, I don't even remember most of this movie. All I remember is that I was like dead silent and I'm just waiting for the end credits to roll. And that's one of the oh man, I'm sorry guys, my head hurts. My head is an absolute jumble right now. I don't want to poke trash at one of my favorite actors, Robin Williams, especially after he passed away, because he's been in a lot of movies that have brought me up out of depression, and that's really saying something. And he is in this thing. It just makes me think that Hollywood really screwed him over, because seriously, what happened to comedies nowadays? I mean, there was a time when road trip movies actually did work. I mean, National Lampoon's Vacation, that was super good. It was really funny. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was just hands down awesome and whatnot. Even The Hangover, although stupid funny, it was still funny and whatnot. This movie, it just wasn't funny at all. It was like I was watching The Guilt Trip all over again. You know that Seth Rogen movie that nobody likes to talk about? Yeah, that. That's really what it is. No, scratch that. I would rather watch Wild Hogs again. Alright, that's going a little too far. But anyway, I guess you already know my opinion on this movie. It's trash. It's nonsense. I hated basically the entire family and whatnot. It is sad when you're trying to focus on this family and trying to connect with them and whatnot, and instead you want to see them die in a car fire. And it's horrible to think about. So the movie's trash. It's horrible. If you guys got it on your shelf, I would recommend just donating it to the nearest thrift store, or just throw it in the trash can, because it is not worth your time or effort. Life's too short for being bored out of your mind and getting migraines. So, RV, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.